Hey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Welcome, everyone. So, we're going to be talking today about why are so many people afraid to become divine? Okay, because I see that a lot of people who may be new to spirituality or still on a path where they're not fully in control or they don't feel divine. This is, to me, one of the things that are standing in the way of you reaching your full potential. So, um, I know a lot of people subscribe to religion, or even if it's a pagan religion or some sort, where they feel as if they can never reach divinity. And I think this is an issue with a lot of people, and part of the reason why they can't get to where they want in life, or if they feel stuck. And I talked about this on the last video. If you're feeling stuck, it's because you're supposed to literally try and evolve to your divinity, not to your human status, but to your god or goddess status. And a lot of you guys are afraid to cross that threshold because there's so much taboo surrounding it. Maybe you were raised thinking another way or thinking it was blasphemy or things like that. So a lot of people will not try to even reach their highest self, which is divinity. Okay. Um, I don't know how many of y'all are having issues with that, but the best thing I can tell you is to unlearn everything that you've learned about um, deities and things like that, because we are deities, okay, in the flesh. And so a lot of people don't realize this, and they seem to not have full control or full use of their abilities as far as how you think, how you create, and how you go about life. We have a perspective of only human, but could you imagine having the perspective of someone who is divine? Um, Very little would impede you, very little would bother you, very little would stop you from doing whatever it is that you wanted to do. So that's why you have to get into that mindset, or else you're always going to run into obstacles that you find problems overcoming, because you are coming at it from a human perspective versus a god or goddess perspective, a divine perspective. So if you guys are on my elixirs, I am getting ready to restart phase 3, which is literally called Divine Elixir. So this gets you in tune with your higher self, the universe, and also it really gets your awareness going. So this is phase 3 on the elixirs. If you guys are curious, it is going to be linked in the description bar, my Etsy store, and it'll say elixirs, and then it'll have a link where you guys can go look through all the elixirs. I suggest starting on phase 1 if you're just starting out. And directions are there. You take one bottle. It takes about a month to complete a bottle, and then you move on to phase 2 and so forth and so on. Okay. So make sure y'all are aiding yourselves. Even if you're not taking the elixirs, at least aid yourself in knowledge and the things that you need to become or feel divine within yourself. Okay. Okay, let me read this. Okay, thank you, Joy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thanks for the donation. Um, Thank you, girl. You got some earrings? All right. You got, well, see, you might have attracted that. Were you manifesting some diamonds? Thank you. Well, and manifesting on a god and goddess level is even more powerful, okay? Because it's almost like you're commanding versus hoping and wishing, or, but from a divine perspective, okay? And I talk about that a lot in my book, manifesting with dark cosmic energy, because I'm giving you the perspective of being, source, so that anything you want, you basically just send it to yourself in this realm. Okay. So if y'all don't have that book, let me see if I can here. If y'all don't have that book, it is linked at the very top. And it's also in the description bar as well. This book literally teaches you how to become source and manifest the things that you want. Okay. It gives you the perspective of becoming source so that you know how to do it. Okay. So y'all go get that book if y'all haven't gotten it yet. Very helpful when it comes to accepting your divinity and manifesting from that perspective. Okay. Um, I have read some comments in a while ago in older videos. A lot of people had issues with, the term God or goddess when referring to themselves. And I do believe that it was definitely, something to do with religion or a inferiority complex or anything. By another person calling themselves divine or God or goddess does not make you any less of a person, because you too can also acquire the same name or title. You just have to give it to yourself. Okay. So it in no way makes anyone feel inferior because you two are able to do the same thing, literally. Okay. So I don't feel people that are going by, goddess or God or whatever in their name should be, ridiculed for knowing their divinity. In fact, I think they should teach more people to see their own divinity, which is, what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that just by acknowledging the divine within yourself, other people will too. Let me repeat that. Just by acknowledging the divine in yourself and really vibrating on that frequency that you are divine, other people will pick up on it as well and treat you the same way. This may mean you have more influence. This may mean you have more command in your voice. This may mean people easily do what you ask. Okay? Because it is literally, you know, telling them that you are divine. And usually people that understand what divinity means understand that divine speaks with authority. And if that's what, people are responding to, whether they know it or not, it could be subconscious or whatever, whether they know it or not, they're going to have a greater, sense of feeling the divine in you or seeing the divine in you. And if they, realize that they also have the same thing, then they can begin to use that same energy that being divine gives off. Okay. That's just it. You have to understand who you are and accept it with, no doubt. Hmm. Thanks for getting my book, The Crazy Family. All right. So if you are divine, what would you think a divine person would do on a daily basis? This doesn't mean you have to totally change who you are. This just means you have to walk in your divinity, which means you have to treat yourself divine, act divine, and not doubt who you are and walk in your full potential and power. That's literally it. You don't have to change too much. Okay. This doesn't mean you have to go out and become this really good person that just does all this charity work and does nice things for people. That is not what divine means. Okay. So don't think of it like that. Think of it as if you're able to vibrate on a higher frequency and you have more control over your circumstance. Just think of it like that. Um, uh, do I think divine people can be friends with fearful religious people as long as they don't talk about spirituality or religion? Sure, because that won't come up. If spirituality or religion does not come up and you simply walk around feeling divine, acting divine, knowing that you are divine. It's an energy and an essence that is about you. It has nothing to do with you talking to another person about religion. So yes, you can be friends with someone who's religious, as long as you guys don't talk about it and get into arguments about it, you know. Um, so, you know, if you are from a religious background and you have issues claiming divinity, it's even in the Bible. If you are Christian, it's even in the Bible because, you know, ye are gods. Come on. It's there. So if you are weary about accepting your divinity, then, you know, go reference that, and you should be fine with it after that. And a lot of people exchange the word divinity with higher self. So if you are uncomfortable with the term divine, God or goddess, just say my highest self. It sounds more humble, but it doesn't have as much impact as divine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds more new age versus, you know, it sounds more new age versus, you know, divine. It takes away some of the energy when you exchange out the word divine or God or goddess into higher self or highest self. Okay. Because in my opinion, highest self is still an individual, but divinity, God or goddess has access to tap into so many more things. Okay. Um, so just think of it like that. So if you have a way to make yourself feel divine, if you're having trouble adjusting, maybe get yourself some items that make you feel divine so you can practice what if, you know, feeling like that if you need a little extra help. This could be wearing a robe, a special robe that you like, a hair piece, a crown, I don't know, a symbol, whatever it makes you feel divine, a certain piece of jewelry or whatever makes you feel divine, doing your makeup a certain way. If it makes you feel divine and you are transitioning from feeling like, you know, like a normal human to, you know, ascending to your divine self, then you need to implement some things into your style that will remind you what you're doing so that when you look in the mirror or when other people see you, they automatically see you as a symbol of divinity. So make sure you are practicing that as well if you choose. I guess for guys, it could be different types of clothing. It could be a name. I guess some guys get tattoos. I mean, it depends on how you want to express yourself. It doesn't really matter as long as it's, you know, beneficial to your lifestyle. I definitely say whatever you choose to do should be beneficial to your lifestyle. Okay. um, I know a lot of ladies resonate with like Oshun and Yimaye or whatever water type goddesses. Wear more of their colors, maybe some jewelry that reminds you of like a mermaid and stuff like that. Maybe some toe rings, some cute skirts, and, you know, hair pieces or whatever makes you feel on a higher level, then that's what you should be doing until you don't really need to do anything, but you just automatically feel that way naturally, no matter what you're wearing. Okay. Um, this is also one of the things that make you appear special when you enter a room. Okay. A lot of people will walk into a crowded room and no one will pay any type of attention to them. And then another person comes in and it's like that person is just attracting attention left and right because they're vibrating in their divine frequency. And people don't really experience that a lot with too many people. And so when you're vibrating in that frequency, it is very noticeable among other people. So it's also, what they call the it factor. They say, oh, you have something about you, you have something. Well, a lot of people have that divine frequency, and you create that frequency by graduating or ascending to that level in your mind and how you take care of yourself and how you represent yourself. Okay. Mhm. That means self care, putting yourself as a priority, not taking things from people that doesn't benefit you, not hanging around people that drag you down. Like, would a divine person be around someone who's not going anywhere, who's not about anything, who's negative? No, they wouldn't. They would remove themselves and, you know, not be around those type of things. But if you constantly keep yourself in a situation that a divine person would never keep themselves in, you're going to impede your growth as well. So you have to understand that. If a divine energy is going to be a part of you, it's not going to want to be doing the same things that humans do. So you'll have to understand that. Um, you said you find it hard to generate that frequency alone at times. Well, you just have to feel it and know it. Like most of it is just knowing, knowing that you already are. You just have to accept it. That's it. Um, when you have that frequency and attract attention, do you also attract envy easier? It doesn't matter. The thing about envy is that people don't envy people they don't want to trade places with. So I think most people would want to be divine. You know what I'm saying? I think most people will want to walk around with the frequency of divinity. So it doesn't matter if they envy you or not. I mean, if they don't envy you, then they're not envious people. Just put it that way. um, there are people that are not envious and they just see you for you and they say, oh, well, that person looks like, there's something about them, something special about them. Then you have some envious people who are like, who does she think she is? And then you have some people that are just like, wow, da, da, da. So it depends on what type of people they are. Is this feeling of loneliness supposed to come the more I elevate? Yes. Lonely because not everyone is in their divine. Not everyone is in that same frequency and they can't understand you. So you're going to feel lonely sometimes when you are around people or you have friends that you have outgrown because they don't feel the same way and they don't, think the same way. You're not going to have too many more friends in you know, that realm or that frequency. So you have to elevate higher. And a lot of times divine people don't need a lot of friends. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Divine people don't need a lot of friends because they are enough for themselves. And if you are truly in your divinity, you don't really even feel lonely. You feel at peace, at bliss, and joy. In fact, when too many people try to bother you, you kind of get annoyed. So it's better in the long run when you do reach your divine frequency to have less friends. Because think about it, most friends aren't really friends, especially when you get to a certain point. Okay. Once you reach a certain point in your life and your life starts elevating faster than some people, those friends may not stay your friends. Once you start thinking on a higher level, once you start vibrating in that frequency and people are more attracted to that frequency and maybe not that other person's frequency, it's going to, it's going to have an effect on them. So you're going to have to do this alone and attract like beings, like people that also are in their divine. Okay. Um, you have to attract people that are also in their divine. So, I mean, for those of you who are Christian or religious, the same thing, if somebody was walking around talking about I'm the son of God or I'm this, I'm that, there were going to be some haters, and there were. So basically everybody got haters. It's just it doesn't matter. You still have to walk in your divinity. Because haters make you greater, right? Um they don't really have an effect on you if you know who you are anyway. So just think of it like that. You said yes, cats have divine aura. Exactly. Cats, if you look at cats, they are definitely in that divine frequency. That's why they were worshipped. Okay, because they just already have it. It's natural. And as they should. It's like cat versus a dog. As far as how they act, walk, and talk. Not talk, but meow, I guess. So just think of yourself as a cat versus a dog. Okay. You said they're jealous because they don't understand you, embrace being a mystery. Yes. So true. And it's not that we want people to be jealous. It's just that, you can use whatever you have to teach other people or to, give other people the knowledge, but you can't make people do anything. They have to want it on their own. Okay. There are people that have purchased programs, workshops, books this thick on all this occult knowledge and information. And literally, when you finally get to the end of the book, all it tells you is that you have to become your God self. So you can study for years upon years. The conclusion that you're always going to come to in any form of spirituality is to reach your own divinity. That's literally it. Um, Even in alchemy, turning lead into gold is turning yourself into divine, the divine metal, you know. So that's literally all it is. And once we understand that, it's so easy to skip all the the hoopla and just start walking in your divine. That's it. Just walk in it and like, you know what? I know who I am and I'm not ashamed. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry for you. Uh, you said, how do you stop feeling alone? Read, educate yourself, find something to do. I never feel alone because I'm so busy all the time expanding my consciousness, my mind. We have the internet now. You can literally just click on a button and see a whole nother person. Like right now, I'm talking to you. If you need validation, I think a lot of people need validation because they haven't validated themselves yet. When you validate yourself as a divine being, you don't need other people's validation. You are enough for yourself. And if you're in your divine energy and you start feeling alone and vibrating alone, then that's what you're going to attract, aloneness. Okay. So instead of saying that you feel alone, why don't you think this instead? I feel present. I feel special. I feel as if others are looking for people with my frequency to exchange information with. Instead of saying I feel alone, just start thinking the opposite. Because once you reach your divine frequency, when you speak, things happen. Okay. So you can't be in your divine and not get what you want. That just doesn't make sense. Okay. So think about that. How would a divine person speak? Would a divine person say, I'm lonely? Or would they say, I'm going to create something that will make me feel less lonely, or feel like I'm a part of something, or feel like, other people who are like-minded will become a part of. So just say what you want instead of what you feel that you are, especially if it's negative. Don't talk negative about yourself. That's something that divine beings never do. They don't talk negative about themselves unless it's in a sarcastic way, but divine people don't talk negative about themselves. Okay. So that's another thing that you have to realize. And they have, they walk in their competence. Now, it depends on the personality that you also have. Like, some people are more humble, some people are more arrogant, some people are very quiet, some people are very loud. But you have to personalize your own experience, and don't let people tell you there's a right or wrong way to do anything. Don't allow people to judge you, because you cannot judge divine. Okay. So that means also you stop caring what other people think, because you're too divine to care. Okay. There you go. And once you start walking in that frequency, life will change for the better. So especially resting in your feminine, your divine growth is expeditious and exponential. Yes. Men, the same thing. Now, here's the thing about the difference between the feminine and the masculine. So if you are a masculine man walking in his divine masculine, or if you are a divine being who is male or whatever, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? What does it mean? What do you represent? So that's also how you have to think about it. You got to think about that. You said no sense of humor on this channel. Yeah, when you donate, I'll make you laugh. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I turn on for money, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. And now that sexy LOL male working on his divinity. Yes. Okay. And a divine person is never ever afraid to ask for what they want and what they require. Just know that. Like, you know how, like, some people will, like, be afraid to ask for the very least. That is not divine. Okay. I mean, you have people that worship deities or connect with deities, and they put gifts and all these types of things on those altars. So what makes you any difference to where you can't ask or want specific things? Okay, it's the same thing. How to figure out what you want? My wants are always changing. It's not what you want, it's where you want to be. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Then everything to get you there is literally what you need to be focusing on. So it's not what you want, it's where you want to be, how you want to be. Okay, well, then start making steps towards whatever it is that you want to become. Um, what museum am I at? Uh, okay. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. So, do you use spells to protect your energy? I don't have divine don't have to protect their energy. This is what I mean by thinking on a divine level. If you're divine, you are energy. You don't have to protect yourself from what you already are. You know what I'm saying? You have to get in this mindset, because, like, if you have any fear, you're not divine. Like, if you fear people doing things to you, people are going to get your energy, that's not divine. That's human. Okay. You got to be above that. You got to be above that, way above that. Like, no one can affect your energy if you're divine, because what is divine? Eternal. right? They can't affect eternity. They can't affect your energy. So think on that level. Get out of the human thinking if you want to ascend to divinity. Um, if you like doing spells, do it for other reasons, but not out of fear, you know? Uh-huh. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you get out of the mindset that everything I do is meaningless? Like going through this awakening makes me feel isolated because there's someone I want to talk about, but people think I'm crazy. Something I want to talk about. Nothing is meaningless unless because we give it meaning. You know what I'm saying? Every present moment of your life and how you're vibrating and living is the meaning. Okay, so for example, where do you want to be tomorrow? Where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to see yourself accomplish in this life? That's what you need to be thinking about. If you don't have any idea what that is, then instead of looking for it, just live in the present moment and it's going to present itself to you eventually, you know. So just be free enough to still be divine and maybe not feel like you have to know what it is that you want to do and want to be, and that nothing is meaningless. Everything has meaning. But at the same time, if you see yourself as meaningless or everything is meaningless, then you are not divine. Because a creator is divine, and whatever we create doesn't always have to have a special meaning. It just is, you know. It's like artwork. Just create what you want and enjoy it. As whether it's lifestyle, a sense of being, whatever. Why can't you fully detach yourself from him? Because you're still thinking about him instead of yourself. Divine beings don't sit around thinking about men or women all the time. That's very human. They literally think about what they are going to create and what their creations and things and how they're going to improve life. Okay, so we're not thinking about other people. If those people aren't thinking about us, we're not thinking about them. Okay. um, that's my take on it. Okay, a divine person does not need nor want anyone who does not need or want them. Period. You are better than that, and when you realize that, it'll be very easy to let it go. Okay. Dreams have meaning if you know how to interpret them. They're your subconscious mind speaking to you through symbolism. So learn how to pick out the symbols of your dream and then interpret the symbols. Okay. Let's see. So you say you want divine money, then you have to become divine if you want to attract divine money. Like, if you really think about it, think about the richest people that you may know. Let's just say celebrities, since everybody knows celebrities. Think about the richest celebrities. Do they walk around as gods in their divinity? They do. So, once you hit that frequency, it's going to be easily to come to you, right? No issues. You said you want to enjoy your life experience, but it's starting to feel as if I'm crossing off a list. I literally feel in a rush to get back to where I belong, and this human experience is silly. Okay, well, that's not the point. The point is to enjoy it, because once you get back to where you belong, you get right back in line to come right back here, or somewhere else. And so you're just rushing to the end for no reason. The very reason that you're here is to enjoy this and create something out of it and live and enjoy. That's what it is. Wherever you're going, you're just going back to get in line. Remember that. We are divine on earth. Remember that. If you're not divine here, there ain't no way you're going to be divine there. Just think about it like that. Okay? Because here, we're able to look divine, act divine, feel divine, acquire the things or the energy that allows us to project being divine. Okay? When people look at us, they either see someone who's, divine or someone who's not. So whatever you're rushing to, it's not a big deal, because you're going to be right back in the same place eventually anyway. The reason I say that is because so many people want to get out of this human experience. If you can't even be a human, if you can't even transcend to divinity, what do you think is next? Like, what do you think is next after transcending to divinity? Think about it. Okay. You said each person has a calling and purpose in life. We just have to figure it out. I agree that each person has a calling and a purpose, and I think we have to create it, not figure it out, because then that would make us human. I think we have to create it, not figure it out, but simply create it. You don't have a purpose, create a purpose. Even if you read the Bible, in the beginning, there was nothing, there was a void. And then somebody created something and gave themselves purpose. So you stop looking for your purpose and just create one. It may not be the purpose that you want to stick with forever. And so just create another one and another one and another one. Okay. So stop looking and start creating. Become divine instead of human. That's right. You don't stop looking for something and become it and create it. I feel like so many people are looking for themselves instead of creating what they should be doing versus looking for something to do. Think of it like this. Instead, it's like looking for a job versus starting a business. Okay? Or creating a business. It's like filling out applications, waiting on a phone call for something to come through so you can find a job, aka a purpose, versus creating your own business, your own streams of income, and your own prosperity. That's the difference. So look at yourself as divine. Even if you have a small side hustle, it's still more divine. Even if you work for somebody, at least you're in control and have a purpose for something else that you're able to do all alone or earn money without the aid of an employer. Okay. So yes, do both until you can put one aside and do the one that you really want to do. Okay. You said God created everything. He made man in his image. And so that means what? If I created every human on this planet in my image, because, the fetus starts off female or without male genitalia. So that could also mean that, we create because we are able to. And when we're able to create in our image, men can make robots in their image. So, we're the same. We just have to make sure that we realize that and not think less of ourselves. Yes, AJ, ye are gods. Yes. You have to remember. And when you forget, remind yourself. Think about Kanye. Or think about Ye. He know he is. He walking around telling people left and right, whoever will listen. And he's, it's very frustrating when people don't even think high enough of themselves to join you in being a god or a goddess. They would rather bring you back down to their level instead of just rising up to their highest. form of divinity. And there's no competition. You just do you. hmm You just do you. You said you feel insecure about yourself when you see beautiful women, especially when I realize no matter what I do, I can't be beautiful like them. How do I overcome this feeling? Focus on something you can become. And I don't think that's true. I just think you might not have the correct tools or want to be as beautiful as them, because y'all watch RuPaul's Drag Race, y'all know that's not true, because those guys that transform into beautiful women, all they need is a bunch of makeup, hair, and fabric, and some shoes, and bam, there they are. Okay. So nothing is impossible. You just have to want it bad enough and get your tools enough to create that. If you don't want to go through all that, then find something else about yourself that you really love and embrace that. You know, maybe you're not the most beautiful, but are you smart? Can you write? What is your talent? You know, and even if you're not beautiful, think of yourself as beautiful anyway. You know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you walk around feeling beautiful, you're going to vibrate beautiful, and more people will see you as more attractive anyway. Okay. So the point is, even if you ugly, look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, and walk around as if you are beautiful. Forget what you look like. Think about what you feel like. I feel beautiful, and walk around as if you are beautiful. And you're going to start vibrating beauty. Okay. And you'll see how much better of a response that you get from people. Do you have a video on divine mindset that goes into creating a business? I'm thinking about it. Takes me out of my feminine energy, but maybe that's mindset. The thing is, whatever you love to do, thank you for the question. It's really cool. Whatever you love to do, make it your business. It's not, there are so many people that are still in their feminine and have a business. I barely do anything in my business. I have an accountant. Most of my businesses are online. And a lot of my businesses are very feminine because I sell makeup. I have my own makeup line. I sell my elixirs, and I have a drop shipper. I don't even ship these. I have a whole drop shipper, so I don't do any of that work. I literally just click a couple of buttons and package up some lip glosses or whatever makeup that y'all buy. That's literally it. So I'm very much still able to be in my feminine and still get paid with having 3 businesses, because in my divinity, I know that I don't want to do the dirty work. So I hire people to do it. At first, of course, you have to do the dirty work, but maybe when you're very successful after about a year, you can hire somebody else to do the dirty work. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I wouldn't call it dirty work. I would just call it, the physical part of the job that you may not have time for. It's beauty. Beauty is a feeling. Yes, it is. You ever seen an ugly person that act like they was beautiful? There you go. It's a feeling. Okay. Can you be compatible with anyone that you like? Do you think compatibility matters? I think, why would you want to be compatible with everyone? I think people can act and pretend all they want to be compatible with anybody. I don't feel that that's a question for a divine mindset. Divine mindset doesn't care. It's going to do what it needs to do to get the job done, or do what you need to do to make something work. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't depend on fate, and we don't depend on, whether this sign is this or this sign is that, or if you're compatible, because we are the creators. We will whatever we want to be. So there you are. So if you are into the zodiac and saying, well, I can't be with this person because we don't get along, you're going to will them to get along. You're going to will the relationship to work out. You're going to will the compatibility. It is what it is. You are divine. You can have what you want. And so when you start doubting that, and then you go back into the, well, I don't know if we're compatible, our signs, this is, then you start lowering yourself back to the human frequency. So you have to understand that if you're divine, if you're the cosmos, if you're the universe, if you're source, you command the stars, you command everything. So, that's what I talk about in my book. And it's linked at the top if y'all want to get it, and also in the description bar. Become source, and you won't ever have to worry about if you're compatible with something or not. We are the creators of our own divinity in our own life. So create the circumstance that you want to have, create the experience that you want to have. I think a lot of people, if you really want something, or if you want to attract someone, all you have to do is act like that. Okay, now here's the thing. People are always asking about love spells. If you want to attract someone, you just act like that they're attracted to you. That's all. That's all you got to do. You just have to feel that this person is attracted to you. They want you, and eventually they're going to come get you and find you. You vibrate in that frequency, then you're going to see a big difference. Okay. Basically, just be conceited. Let me repeat that. Basically, just be conceited that all people want you, and that you have your choice in all of your options to choose from. That way you don't really have to do that, because if you feel like that day after day after day, you're going to yield, things that will definitely make you believe that is true. Okay. You're going to be like, oh my God, why are these people? This is how I'm vibrating. So this is what I'm attracting. Uh-oh, y'all see the green screen? Okay, so this is what you're attracting. I don't know, that's weird. It must be a glare. Okay, so that's what you're attracting. So you must feel that way every day, all day. And once you start to feel that way, you'll start to act that way. You'll start to act more confident, and you'll start to attract exactly what it is you're, trying to attract. Conceited and convinced. Exactly. So don't feel like that. Feel like you want to feel. So honestly, if there's someone that you like or are attracted to, act like you already dated them. Perhaps act like they're your ex trying to get you back. A little delusion in your manifesting and in your divinity goes a long way. Create the scenario in your mind that this person really wants your attention, and they're going to do anything to get it. There you go. All right. Good. Okay. So you said that's what you did, but he got scared. No, you can't do it so strong that you scare the person away. It has to be a mental thing. It has to be mental. When I meant you just need to feel that way, not tell him. But I don't know what you were saying, but you just need to walk around in that energy. Okay. Fake it till you make it. Okay. Yeah, walk around in that energy until that energy finds you. Okay. That's it. And don't sit there and think about it all the time or worry about it. Just let that be who you are. And eventually it's going to pay off. Like, I don't like to tell people like all the things that I have attracted and things like that. Just a few things, but I'll just tell y'all this. I've always attracted the best. Okay. Or at least in my opinion, the best. Because that's what I feel that I am. Even if I'm not, according to this person's opinion or that person's opinion, in my opinion, which is the one that matters because I am divine, that's it. So I've always attracted the best. I've always pulled in the best. I've always done that. So I feel like that is confirmation enough for me to know that I am divine. And I just keep going with that feeling. Uh-huh. You said, I feel like some people are afraid to surpass their parents. Why not? You're supposed to. That is their job to get you to be better. All right. You're supposed to surpass your parents. There's even a saying, you know, when the student surpasses the teacher, you're supposed to surpass your parents unless you're a loser. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know, or unless your parents are super, super, super successful, then you just have to become successful in your own right. Um, yeah, we gotta realize, get rid of that old thinking, not wanting to surpass your parents. Surpass them and keep moving, keep it going. They should be proud of you. Um, okay. There's a little glare here. Okay. So, being divine also means not caring what other people think, not being afraid, not allowing other people's mood to alter how you are. Okay. I know it's hard, but that's the great work it takes to become divine. Okay. Um, you said I've always attracted the best. I am the best. Powerful affirmation washers. Exactly. Thank you. Unbothered. I'm always going to do what I want to do. You know, when I have an idea in my mind that seems too grand to accomplish, I laugh at myself for even doubting myself because I know if I really want it, I'm gonna have it. If I really want something to happen, I can make it happen, you know? So I get more upset with myself when I doubt myself because everything that I've ever tried to do, I've actually accomplished. So I'm good. And you have to praise yourself and celebrate your accomplishments, whether it's just saying, I did that. Not everybody's going to be happy for you, and that's not the point. The point is you're proving it to yourself. Not We don't do this for other people unless it's our children. You know, we do this for us. So that's the difference between divinity and uh, you know, being trying to be a show off. I don't do it to show off. I do it because I can. There's a difference. And I think we should feel like that as men and women, that we do stuff because we can, not because we want to show off and say, oh, look how great I am and look how powerful I am. No, 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 no. No, it's to say, look how great I am. Look what I can do for myself. Or look what I could get accomplished. Look how inspiring I can be to others versus, oh, I did this and you can't. Okay, there's like, so you're not doing it to gloat, you're doing it to prove to yourself how divine you really are. And that should be enough. That is all the validation that you need. And that you can, supply your kids and your family, with the same confidence. Okay. And teach your kids not to need validation from other people. Give it to themselves. Teach them how to give validation to themselves. And a lot of people that walk around with a divine feeling don't need validation from the outside. If they get it, it's great, it's fine. But they already felt that way to begin with inside. And now the people on the outside are just simply recognizing it. That's how literally how it is. You don't beg for attention. You know, people will definitely see you. Oh, pretty pancakes. You put up a picture of Liz Taylor as Cleopatra helped you out a lot. Well, good for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anything that helps you to become more of your divine self, that's what you should do. Okay. Um, whether it's having beautiful pictures of women or goddesses or things that make you feel divine. It could be jewelry, headdresses, and clothes, like I said before, whatever, makeup, whatever makes you feel divine, make sure you put that on. And this is another reason why a lot of men sometimes don't like their women to wear makeup and hair because it makes them feel too divine. And when you're in your divinity, you don't take no BS. Sprinkle, sprinkle. When you live in your divinity, you don't take BS from nobody. Just think about it like that. So, I mean, we don't go around, like women don't go around telling men not to do a certain thing if it makes them feel more, in their God status or their divine status. But, sometimes I do feel like, because of the patriarchy, a lot of people don't want women to feel as if they are divine. So, mm, if you are a divine woman, then act like it and look like it. That's about it. Okay. How do you protect your energy? Your mom is a narcissist and constantly abused me. Become a narcissist yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Learn how she did it and then do it better. Not physical abuse. You don't have to go to the point of abuse, but learn how to grow that thick skin. Because if you're walking in your divine, you're not supposed to be bothered by that. You're supposed to become better by that. So learn, not to be the victim in any type of narcissistic relationship anymore, and to actually, when two narcissists meet each other, they're perfectly fine together because they don't see a problem. So you need to level up how you act. Don't play the victim. Be just as narcissistic. Okay. um yes, there are, there are people that are very narcissistic and you just mirror them. That's it. And you'll feel the power. You'll see why they did it. What do you think about the book, The Game of Life? Never read it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I wrote my own life. um, so make sure I never read that book, but if I come across it one day and I choose to read it, then I might. But at this time, I'm reading some other books. Um, and I don't really like books. It might be a great book. I don't know. I'm not judging the book. I'm just saying I don't really like reading books when I'm not ready to read them. Okay. I met a guy at a bar with your face full of makeup and extensions, and he talked about how he liked natural women. Please, oh, broke. Okay, well, good for him. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, another example of that, if you're divine in how you look and what you choose to put on your body, you need to really not care what other people think. Okay. Some people don't deserve divinity. Think about it like that. Oh, he don't like divinity. That's how I'm thinking. How not to get easily intimidated by others. You're divine. How are you supposed to be intimidated if you're divine? Like, you can't be intimidated if you are the divine one. Think about it like that. If not, if you can't get your mind around divine, then say queen, royalty, whatever, however you can relate. I say divine because it's above royalty. So they can't intimidate you. You're already higher than them, period. If you don't think like that, you will always be intimidated by certain people. That's why when people ask me, well, how do you talk to these type of people or that type of people that have more than you or more, you know, fame or rich or whatever, just like they're normal people. Okay. Just like they're normal people. Why? because they are. You said I've been married to a Sag man for all these years. You know I've mastered narcissism. Yes, because I was the original narcissist. He learned from me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Literally, he learned from me. I was more narcissistic than he was. So I had to teach him to be narcissistic. I told him, I was like, you're going to have to learn because you can't keep playing the victim here. You either learn and keep up or I'm sorry for you. Okay. Okay. Because, you know, I don't like a victim type person. You got to either keep up or I'm sorry for you. Yes, I don't ever play the victim unless it's an act. I can't. I'm too divine. All right. How do you stop comparing yourself to other girls, especially for looks? Know that you're divine. Each goddess looks different. Think about this. Go look at pictures of goddesses. Whatever pantheon you choose or all of them, they all look different. None of them they're not all twins. They're not all Instagram baddies. Some of them looking crazy. Some of them look mean. Some of them look smart. Some of them look peaceful. Some of them look chaotic. Which one do you look like? Embrace that. Embrace it. You know, you're not supposed to be a carbon copy of everybody on Instagram. You're not supposed to be a carbon copy of every chick that looks a certain way. You're supposed to be who you are in your own divinity. That's literally it. You know, a lot of people want you to change to look a certain way, but that's not what divine women do. They lead the way. They are the example, not the other way around. Okay. All right. You said keep up or get out of my way. Exactly. And this is not bad because think about this. All goddesses or gods can't be nice all the time. You just can't be the perfect, nice person all the time. You got to get stuff done. So being divine doesn't always mean being a nice person. It means getting what you need done, creating what you need to be created, and, you know, living and enjoying your life as a divine being. That's all it means. So don't get it mixed up with trying to be perfect because even divine beings are not perfect. They are just divine. That's it. You think you've tapped into the energy? You've been being so blunt and honest lately. It's been so nice. That sounds like it. That's the energy. Yes. You said you are boutique, not commercial. Exactly. You are couture, not off the rack, baby. You said you're a good person, but not the nicest. Exactly. So if you have low self-esteem and if you're not getting anywhere in life and if you feel stuck, graduate to your divinity. These elixirs definitely help, especially phase 3. It's the divine elixir and it's linked in the description bar. But definitely make sure that even if you're not using the elixirs, just to get this mentality, no matter what. I don't care what you look like. I don't care your circumstance. It all starts with thinking and vibrating. And then everything else follows. Okay? Because you just have to make your mind up that you are divine and walk and talk like you're divine. Think about how every person's story started off. Like every great person's story did not start off with them thinking that they were divine or the best lifestyle or, you know, whatever. They had to graduate to that. They had to get to know themselves and understand, you know, and create the person that they became. How do you become less emotional? You're forced to go to church, and all they talk about is if you don't follow God, you'll go to hell. It just gets me so annoyed. Girl, when they made me go to church when I was a young child, I just drew in my Bible. I brought a Bible and some markers, and I was drawing pictures in it, um, writing poetry in the back or whatever I wanted, um, defiling the Bible in the church. Not in a bad way. I was like drawing peace signs and flowers and stuff like that and not really paying attention. I was literally just creating as you should be. So that's all I did. I did like you can't force someone to believe anything. If you have to force someone to believe something, then it's probably not beneficial. Because if it was something worth believing in, people would believe in it on their own without being forced. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's being forced upon you to believe, I would say ignore it and believe whatever you choose to believe. Okay. Because if you're trying to be controlled, that's a red flag. Right. So get through it, girl. Just keep drawing and writing poetry and thinking about what outfits you're gonna wear or whatever while you're in there. See if there's any cute boys around. Okay. That's the real reason people go to church anyway. See who doing what. So yeah, be there for the wrong reason. That's the best thing I can tell you. Be there for the wrong reason. You'll have fun that way. All right. Um, he said objects to make you feel divine. Well, that just all depends. Like sometimes jewelry like makes women feel divine. How you wear your hair, your makeup, your clothing choices, maybe certain colors. Um, People sometimes have these little, headdresses or crowns that they wear. You don't have to wear it out in public. Wear it around your house if that's what you need. I got a couple of crowns and my kids steal them. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't mad at you, girl. You look good in it. Wear your crown. So I have a really nice one that's made out of stones, like different crystals and stones. And it's really pretty too. And maybe just take some pictures. Maybe have you a god or a goddess photo shoot with your phone or whatever, and keep those pictures just for yourself. And when you are feeling like a certain way, just look at them like, oh yes, look at me, or have them printed out and frame them. Do whatever makes you feel like that. Men can do it too. Like men can do it too. um, like even these virtual backgrounds like this. If you want to take a picture in front of a background or a backdrop, they have these online. Just go look up virtual backgrounds. If you have a green screen, and even if you don't, you know, there's different like filters on Instagram and stuff where you don't really even need a green screen, or just, you know, and then you can order green screens on Amazon for very cheap. Okay. Create your own reality. Yeah. Out of curiosity, I was just wondering if you connect to a particular goddess or energy well wishes. All of them. Sprinkle, sprinkle, all of them. So when I say I connect to all of them, that means all of them. Because if I need to draw from any one of them, I can. If I need inspiration from any one of them, I got access. So all of them. I like all goddesses. And I think that's what I think women especially appreciate all forms of the goddess, because as women, we have many forms and aspects of ourselves. So we have so many aspects of ourselves and can't just choose one because we're all of them. So When you get mad, you become destructive like this goddess. When you're nice and you're, feel love, you become this type of goddess who, is about love. When you become, focused and, trying to accomplish something, you become like this type of goddess. When you become creative and da 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 da, you become like this type of goddess. So you're so many things, you can't just choose one. So I say all of them. Because when you get angry, you might turn into that evil goddess. She might not really be evil. She might just be angry. Um, so I don't like to limit myself. I like to have access to all of those energies and aspects of self. Because what's on the outside is also what's on the inside. So if we created goddesses on the outside, then that means we also have that on the inside of us, all of us. Okay. Mhm. One of them Burger King crowns and it don't make a difference. Y'all are silly. Etsy has a lot of cute things that are handmade by, artists that you can buy and they look very divine. Like depending on the type of goddess you like or the style you like, if you're like more like a watery style or a fiery style or, an earthy style or, you know, a fancy, royal looking style. They have all types of stuff on Etsy you can go and get your goddess or god on with. A lot of people use it for cosplay or just walking around their house looking crazy but feeling good. Okay. It's almost like when you see those fancy women walking around their house in those little kitten heels with the fur on it and then the giant poofy robes and their hair done and they have like all this flawless makeup on and they have like a little wine glass. They're feeling themselves and like as spiritual beings you should be able to do the same thing with whatever you choose. Feel yourself. I think this is why most people want to hurry up and escape this life and move on to the next, but when you're not moving on to much if you can't even enjoy this one. I guess being a Pisces, I bring the fantasy into the reality, and I live my life, even if it's behind closed doors. I live my life as a fantasy, and I make sure I feel as if it's real for the moment. And if you feel that, you're vibrating it, and when you're vibrating it, you're calling in a lot of energies that will make those fantasies become more and more reality. Okay, so you gotta get your outfits together, your divine trinkets or whatnot, and walk around as if you are the queen or the king of your own castle, or the princess or the goddess or whatever. Just feel it. It's fun. We do it on Halloween. We do it on Mardi Gras. Why can't you do it in your own house when you're not feeling like you need to be feeling? Okay. We don't need a special day. Just do what you want. You said swimming makes you feel like a goddess. Let's see. Get you some cute swimsuits and go swimming. Um, you said you go to your mailbox in a long ball gown. Well, that sounds fun. Goddess warrior. Yeah, if you can't afford it, go to the thrift store, y'all. They have all these dresses and suits and all kind of crazy stuff at a thrift store. You can just pay like $5 and be looking like $1,000,000. Okay. How do you not let people's opinion affect your view on yourself? Because they are not me, so they can't have my perspective. And my view on myself is my perspective. Very simple. The me that they see, the me that they get, is the me that they were meant to get. Get it? So I don't care what they think about me. That's what they get. Okay. The me who I truly am and know is who I truly am. And their opinion does not affect me at all. You see? It's not my opinion, it's theirs. I'm not going to listen to someone who says this, and that about me if I don't feel it about myself. Well, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're this, and that. Okay, well, I think I'm this, and that. But you're allowed to have your opinion. And I think my thoughts about myself trump yours. So bye bye. Like, who cares? Nobody asked you your opinion. Nobody paid you for your opinion either. So keep it moving. That's what I feel. Now, you can totally give your opinion, but that doesn't mean it's going to be accepted. So just think of it like that. You're too good to accept people's opinions that you don't agree with. You asked your ancestor spiritual tribe in 2018 to direct you to True Goddess for guidance. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad that you found my channel and that you are here. So sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, it doesn't affect me because I don't care enough about those people. You get it? So I don't seek validation outside of myself. I don't seek validation outside of myself. Therefore, whatever they think or say has nothing to do with me. How to embrace having an RBF? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that means. So type it out. So you got to make sure that you're highly confident because you've divine beings are always highly confident. Okay. You said resting. Okay, resting bitch. Okay. How to embrace having a rest. Um, make it part of your style. Some people might be attracted to it. Make it part of your style. Like make your clothing and your hairstyle and your makeup and your nails match that face. You know? Think about all the villains who have that face. And what do they dress like? They dress very sharp, bold, unapologetic, and stylish. That's what it goes with. So figure it out. Your face will go with everything else. Okay. You can't have that face dressed in puffy sleeves and lace and frills, baby. You gotta dress sharp like a villain because that's what you're giving. um, like even villains are divine. There's good and bad, but you don't have to be evil or bad. That's just the look that you're gonna have. No nonsense look, okay? Um, make it work for you. Do I think having attractive energy is a byproduct of thinking positive about yourself? Yes. If you don't think positively about yourself, who else will? You know, if people see you not thinking great of yourself, why should they think great of you? I think that's our job as parents when we see our kids not feeling the best about themselves to encourage them to feel good about themselves so that when they grow up, they don't have that problem. That's the only time, remind people, y'all, you're divine. You said Victoria Beckham has resting bee face. Exactly. You see how her style is. It goes together. Posh spice, yes. Um, can manifestations be done to change physical bodily attributes? I feel like when we get into trying to change ourselves physically, that we are not accepting ourselves as we are. That's number one. When you accept yourself as you are, then people's opinions about it will change. I will repeat that. When you accept yourself as you are and embrace it and wear it like it's the best, people's opinion of your looks will change if you embrace it. Okay. So, for example, I don't know what it is that you're trying to change, but the more you embrace whatever is unique about you, the more everyone else find it beautiful or also embraces it. Okay. Um, you said the Joker stayed in a suit. Exactly. So don't try to change yourself, accept yourself. If you still feel like you need to change yourself, make it a temporary change. Don't ever permanently change yourself because you may not permanently feel like that. Okay. If it's too late and you already permanently changed yourself, well, then accept that, and keep it moving. All right. So, being divine is also accepting yourself for what and who you are and what you look like. And if you accept yourself of what you look like, you can still embellish yourself. You can still, wear makeup. You can still wear certain types of clothes. It doesn't mean that you don't accept yourself. It simply means that you accept yourself and you can also use creativity to make yourself look however you choose to make yourself look, and then vice versa. Okay. You said you can change your body in the gym. Okay. um, yeah. So, um, now a circumstance. Okay. A lot of people live in certain types of circumstances that don't allow them to feel divine. Your circumstance is not permanent. A divine person would change their circumstance. Okay. So, where you are now does not mean that's where you're meant to be or always going to be. So the whole point of becoming divine or mentally feeling divine is to get to where you want to be and using that energy to get there. Okay. Um, some of the most successful people came from humble beginnings and literally had to mentally become divine in order to raise themselves out of there. Okay, think about all the greats who came from nothing. And now people practically see them as divine. So you have to think of it like that. Your circumstance is not permanent. Oh, thanks for being a member, Sniper Fairy. Appreciate you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so make sure that you understand that as well. And stop being afraid of embracing that side of you. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, so many people that are against us try to keep us from feeling divine, looking divine, and acting divine. Think about it. Why? Wouldn't you want the divine energy to raise up on the planet? So, whoever is keeping you from feeling your most divine, you know, either use it for fuel to become even more divine, use it in a positive way, transmute that, or don't listen. You don't have to click on everything that maybe may not make you feel as you want to feel. You don't have to click on that. Like if it's a video, you don't have to be around those people. Okay. And if you do have to be around them, then use it as fuel and transmute it into something that you can actually benefit from. Um, what are my feelings on anxiety and have you ever had it? I've noticed that I'm getting better of embracing myself but have anxious responses, my nervous system. Okay. Get off of caffeine. That's number one. If you have anxiety, you shouldn't be drinking caffeine at all. Mhm. And make some future plans. Having future plans, realistic future plans, definitely help ease anxiety because you know what's coming next, even if it's a plan for the day. And don't make it a check off or to do list. Just say what may happen today or what I want to happen today. It doesn't have to be a whole list because that could cause even more anxiety. Just say what I plan on doing today and if I get around to it. And having a list of things to look forward to and to see eases that anxiety. And just don't drink no coffee or a bunch of caffeine. Go for decaf. Okay. How to use it as fuel. Whatever someone is saying against you, flip it. You know, think about why they're wasting their breath talking to you if you're not all that. It's like, okay, well, you noticed me. I didn't notice you. Thank you for your recognition. I really don't need it, but I know you wanted to get my attention, so that's why you said that negative thing. Don't worry. If I were you, I would say something to me as well. I'm just too hard to resist, and boost your ego up. There you go. Just flip it. That's what I do. Um, you said eating vegan even for a day or two helps anxiety greatly. Okay, Kat. So Kat says eating vegan will help your anxiety. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. Um, and if someone is jealous of your divinity, then get away from them. Or tell them how to become divine themselves by how to think. If they don't want to hear it, then move along. I mean, that's all you can do. Yeah. Order. Okay, let me see this. You said you think the ladies on my other channel need to hear this as well. I think they feel it in their own way by what I talk about over there, because a lot of people, they're not into a lot of spiritual stuff, and if they are, they are. But I feel like it's the same message, just with different words. Okay, and I do advertise my elixirs over there as well, my other channel, because everybody needs that level up. So make sure, if, like, let's say you're with someone who may not share the same spiritual beliefs as you, or believe, because I'm with someone who believes in, traditional Christianity or God or whatever, and that doesn't bother me at all because he's just worshiping me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See, that's how you flip it. Okay, go ahead and pray. You praying to me. Okay, go ahead and, that's just who I am. I've been called angel, demon, goddess, devil. I accept them all because I can be all of them, right? So neither are an insult. They're all compliments. And don't be afraid to accept insults as compliments, because you flip them, right? If I'm being evil today, it's because you brought the evil out of me. If I'm being angelic today, it's because you brought the angelic side out of me. If I'm being a goddess or divine today, it's because you made me feel like I'm a goddess, and that's what you're going to get. You bring the devil out, then, that's what you brought out. So, think about it. And don't feel ashamed when people call you things that are supposed to be negative. Make them positive. Transmute it into something positive. Like for the woman who said that you don't want to go to church, and people say you're going to go to hell, and say da, 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 da. Well, if y'all are not going to be there, then great, because I do not want to see y'all no more. If they ain't got church in hell, then sign me up. That's all you need to say. What they do in hell? Party? What? All you have to do is transmute that and make it funny. Make yourself laugh. Do they have church in hell? Because if they do, I definitely finna pray. Please. So, and then, like, I've gotten insults before, like, you're going to hell, or, the devil's gonna get you. I was like, the devil gonna like me. What are you talking about? I have his wallet too. So transmute all of that. Nobody can talk about you if you don't allow them to. I make friends with everybody, okay? I got everybody on my side. You can't condemn me. All right. So, like, there is no good or bad. There is no this or that. It's just what it is. What you bring out of yourself, what people bring out of you. So I always like to make it a joke when people start to try to judge you. I say, you know what? Great, because whatever. And they try to put fear in you by, using religion. Oh, you're gonna go to hell and you're possessed with the spirit of this or the demons. I'm like, okay. I mean, if you was a demon or a spirit or a devil, wouldn't you want to get close up on all of this too? Okay. They get mad when you just make a joke out of it. Like, I know if I was a demon flirting around and I saw me, I'd be trying to get to me too. Who can blame them? What? And they can't even go anywhere from that. They can't even say anything else. That they can't say. All they can say is you crazy and move along. Okay? So learn to use your words, learn to use your sense of humor, because the divine is very, the divine very much has a sense of humor. You said we got a troll in a chat. Troll in the chat. We got a troll in this chat. Where they at? Oh, Lacey, thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You love coming to the Ashura, the goddess, for my enlightenment. I go to church for Ashura. Amen. You're so silly, Lacey. Thank you. I appreciate that donation. That was very generous. Thank you for your tithes and offerings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, I don't see the troll. They must be hiding. So anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. And why wouldn't a troll be attracted to me too? Come on now. If you had a bunch of live videos to choose from and you saw my thumbnail, which one you click it on? Exactly. So I welcome you, troll. Thanks for the click. And I know why you clicked. Yes, the divine has a huge sense of humor and loves to be playful. How do you stop feeling bad about past mistakes mentally? It's already done. If you keep thinking about past mistakes, you live that mistake every day. Every time you think about that mistake, you're reliving it on purpose. You're suffering on purpose. I think being more creative and trying to figure out what you're going to do today and tomorrow will allow you to move forward. You're not going to be able to change it, so who cares? If you keep thinking about it, you're literally living in the past and unable to focus on your future or do better. So forget it. If you can't do nothing about it, so what's the point? Move on. You already did it. Learn the lesson and keep it moving. There's nothing to look back for. That's like me going back to my old videos and be like, you know what? I'm so mad I wore that wig. And I think about it every day. There's nothing I can do about it except, I could take the video down, but if somebody made a copy somewhere, it's there forever. So guess what? I don't care anymore. I'm just moving along. It doesn't matter. Keep it moving. When we focus on the past and things that are already done and can't change, you're wasting time, wasting energy, waste of energy, literally. That's like spending money on trying to change something that's already done. You wasting money, girl. It's already done. Sorry, ma'am. You can't undo it, but you could pay me. You're paying money or paying energy to something that can't be undone. So save your energy and focus it where it is beneficial. That's literally it. You said the past is the trash and digging in the garbage will get you dirty. Okay. Yes. Forgive yourself. Keep pushing forward. Exactly. Forgive yourself and move forward. It's done. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. And who cares? You did it. Embrace it. Claim it. Own it. Okay. You don't believe in mistakes? Exactly. Not everything is a mistake. You just may view it that way because somebody told you it should be a mistake. But it got you to where you are today, and that's probably for the best. Mhm. There are plenty of times that I've made mistakes that led me to a better place. And if I hadn't made the mistake, I wouldn't have learned something or gotten to meet someone or gotten to experience something that was very, very beneficial to me. Um, your videos help me with self-confidence and self-worth. I notice now that I'm doing better. People start calling me shallow, but I don't care because I'm never going back to being a people pleaser. Exactly. When people start calling you shallow, then all you have to do is say, well, you know what? That's your opinion. And, you're welcome to it. I'm still going to be who I continue to be. Okay. At that time, it was your best, so why be upset at your best? Exactly. How do you get rid of stressful thoughts? Replace them with peaceful thoughts. You know, Sometimes listening to soft music or some waves or your favorite song or something that reminds you of a peaceful time in your life or childhood will definitely help that. Okay. Just change what you're thinking about and even help maybe using a song or different music or sounds may help you. Okay. You said even when you're mad. Yep. Even when you're mad. Think of something funny and laugh. Uh, there you go. Tips on making your voice sound more feminine. Fake it till you make it, girl. All you gotta do is talk one octave up. Hi, how are you? Act like you're getting ready to do a prank call. Y'all remember prank calls back in the day? You disguise your voice like you calling up to your school. Saying, hi, how are you? Yes, such and such is not going to be there today. This is her mother. Just talk in a higher voice. That's all. You're going to sound fake until it just becomes normal. Yes. Or just talk like this. Talk in your normal voice, but just one octave higher. Michael Jackson did it all the time. You can do it too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Once you keep practicing your voice, you'll just get used to talking like that. Okay. Yes. And when you get mad, the real you will probably come out, the real voice. So, uh, just talk like Michael Jackson. You'll be all right. Okay. When in doubt, say Marilyn Monroe or Michael Jackson. They both had those soft, airy voices. And, just use that voice. Now, I don't like annoying, high-pitched voices. That's why I can't listen to half this music today from some of these artists. They're too whiny and high-pitched. I have to turn it off. Sound like somebody buzzing in my ear at a high pitched, frequency. I have to turn it off. Like, um, yes. Well, should you help a man? No, you should never help a man grow spiritually. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let them do it alone, baby. Let them do. Don't be a spiritual pygmisha, baby. Don't do it. It's not even worth it. Lead by example. If they ask questions, answer it, but do not take the lead. Do not take, it's a personal journey. It's a personal spiritual journey. Okay. Plus, if you know more than they do, you can get more. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, you say you still at church? Oh my goodness. Girl, I would start playing with them and start saying, hallelujah. Yeah, you're fake catch the spirit. Start clapping and talking in tongues. Entertain yourself, girl. Get up and start twerking. You don't go to that type of church? That's half of them in there doing. They don't really be feeling all of that. They just be acting silly, trying to put on a show. It's with the deacons. Okay, they be looking at the church program and they say, okay, between the prayer call and the plate passing when they sing this song, I'm gonna catch the spirit and twerk out. Okay, that's all right. Um, uh, can you do love spells on yourself? Of course. Do love spells on yourself. Love yourself, baby. Self-love. Twerking for God, yes. Uh, if you don't like being at church, entertain yourself. That's all I can tell you. The holy moist. Y'all are silly. So, you said honey in your underwear. What's that one? I don't know. Like for me, a self-love is just making yourself divine, walking in your divinity. You don't like if you're still on a spiritual path where you feel like you need to do spells to practice self-love, then go ahead and do that because it is a process, so go through the process. Do what you gotta do to get to this point. That's it. And once you're at a certain point, you may look back and laugh at what you have done, but don't ever feel bad about it. It was a stepping stone, okay? Um, is it normal to be tired with third eye activation? Yes, because you're so much more aware now that every little thing is grabbing your attention or your energy is being directed here, directed there, because your awareness is much higher and your frequency is much higher. So you have to supplement your frequency, which these are really good for because they will also help you with that. But if you want to drink more water, you want to eat more healthy foods to give you more energy. Okay. You'll be fine and get some sleep. Sleep more. Go to bed early, girl. Go to bed early. I remember I would sleep a lot or I would rest a lot, but I would also keep myself busy reading or, watching a movie or something like that. But just rest more. It's okay to rest. So don't rest too much though. Don't get lazy. Don't sit over there and sleep all day. You said 30 minutes after the sunset, you should be in bed. Okay. I might be in the bed, but I might not be asleep though. There you go. So I guess another thing, like judging people does not come with divinity, but recognizing, the flaws or character flaws in people and, choosing to be around them or not choosing to be around them is totally fine. But I don't really judge people because people can change tomorrow. So that's why we don't judge because people can change. I mean, I'm sure all of us are guilty for judging at one point or another, but when you realize that people change, Not all people change, or not they may not change when you need them or want them to change, but they have a possibility, you know, they have potential to change. So that's why you don't really judge them, because if they ever do change, um, then you not given them a reason why they couldn't change. You've actually just left the door open and gave them all the space they needed to decide to change or not. Because, like, if you're a child and your parent is constantly telling you that you're no good and you can't do this and you can't do that, that's going to start, getting into that kid's psyche, and they're going to start to believe it. So if you don't give them anything to put in their psyche as something negative that they can't accomplish, then it's never going to be there. And so they're more likely to be able to change in their future or accomplish what it is that they want to accomplish. But if you constantly drive negativity into someone's head, then it's going to be harder for them to change. So if you have a partner, a child, or someone that you are trying to hurry up and change, and you keep saying negative things to them, it's going to take them longer. You know, what you want to do is tell them who you think they should be or who you see them as, which would then allow them to visualize the same thing. Okay. Okay. So instead of saying you're lazy and you don't ever do anything right, you say, you know what? You should have some more energy so that you could get up and do more. Go get you some vitamins, go eat a fruit, get your energy up. Instead of saying you're lazy, give them the answer of how not to be lazy. you know, go walk around and take some deep breaths. Get your blood circulating. There you go. Um, I mean, I've learned that too. Everybody's had, their learning time. How to stay inspired and disciplined to manifest your desire. I do feel like if you're divine and you speak what you want, it's only a matter of, when it's going to come. Um, Discipline, that's, whatever you feel like you need to be disciplined in. I try to make it could just be me, but I try to create a life where I don't need too much discipline, because I feel like it's almost like a boundary or something that you have to do or something that you feel like you have to do. If it's not fun, if it's not enjoyable, if it's not something that I can look forward to every day, I'm not going to implement it in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, as a child, of course, you have to be disciplined to get out of school. But when you're an adult and you are no longer in school, I feel like, and if you can't create your own reality and make discipline or whatever fun for you, then find a way to make it fun if you have to have discipline. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when people have to go to work and get up and stuff, make it fun. Have nice outfits to wear. Have some good music in the car. Get your favorite breakfast. Stuff like that. Make it everything fun. Some people hate their job. Put some cute stuff on your desk. Get you a cute keyboard. Get you some cute pens and whatever on your desk. That at least will give you pleasure while staying disciplined. So make whatever you're doing fun or exciting. You said you're a Christian and this is funny. Good. I hope it's funny, because it's not supposed to be sad. Okay. You're the director of your movie, yes. So, it doesn't matter what religion you are, or if you're Christian, and even the Bible says ye are gods, so you might as well act divine. I mean, what do they teach you in church? Be like Jesus. Was Jesus divine in your religion? If someone says you need to be like Jesus, you need to accept Jesus in your heart, you need to be like Jesus, da, 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 wasn't he supposed to be divine? So aren't they telling you need to act divine? Just different words, right? So just be who you are, be divine. We don't like if you want like to use him as your example, great, but you are also divine. And if you really think about this, now I'm not trying to put nobody's deities down, but if you really think about it, there have been other men that have done greater things than Jesus, okay? That have spoken better words before and after Jesus, okay? So we are all capable of divinity in every way. There you go. You said, how do you transmute negative people at work, negative bossy people? I don't. You know what? I would transmute the whole job and find a whole nother way to do something. Like I transmuted my whole career to where I didn't have to work anymore. Okay. Like, you know what? I'm not putting up with this no more. And I didn't. So is it the job you don't like or the people? Get them fired. I don't know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get them fired, girl. I mean, sometimes divinity doesn't mean good. Sometimes it just means taking charge and creating the life you want. How you doing? Yeah, you know what? Back in my day when I was young, I would get you fired in a heartbeat. I do not care. Okay. If I want to work somewhere and you're bothering me, you ain't gonna be there soon. Or I'm not gonna work at all and I'm gonna go find somebody to take care of me. But either way, I'm going to benefit from every situation because that's who I am. Um, so if you don't like them that much, get them fired. Let them go bother somebody else somewhere else. All right. Um, how to be okay with leaving family friends behind who disagree with my way of life. Their loss. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remember, you're divine. Their loss. I would say they'll come around if you stay strong in your beliefs. If they really love you. Okay. If your family is not okay with your beliefs, then don't talk about your beliefs. Just talk about stuff that families talk about besides beliefs. Um, if they don't like how you're living, if they say what you're doing is wrong or sinful or whatever, then say, then I accept that. Do you accept me in my sin? Do you accept me living the way that I choose? Do you still have love for me? If not, then let me know if your religion and your culture is more important than your child or your family or your friend. If it is, then make sure, you keep that as a priority and let me go along my way because I would never put a religion or a culture over my own children. You know what I'm saying? If you're the child or sibling, we're going to agree to disagree, you know? Like I didn't join the cult of religion. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm not boxed in by a culture. Okay, so I don't care. You're going to like me, and if you don't, you're lost, period. Um, that's how I feel about it. And usually they come around. How to keep your inner shine low key around dusty people. Sometimes I have to bump into people in my everyday life. Jealousy is crusty and sad. Say something bad, girl. Say something bad. Like when they say, "Oh, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm barely getting by." Tell them what they need to hear so they can leave you alone. "Oh, just trying to make it. You got some money I can borrow?" Tell them what they want to hear. Then go about your business. "Oh, she asked me for some money. She must be broke." Exactly. I want you to think I'm broke, down and out, so you don't come around asking me for nothing or talking trash about me. If you gonna talk trash about me, let it be lies because everybody knows. That if you think I'm broke, you ain't asking me for nothing and you can't be jealous of me about nothing. So keep it moving. Um, use reverse psychology on them, you know. Tell them you struggling and surviving and, you know, can you make a contribution? All right. Then go get you a coffee if they give you a little contribution. That's what you get for trying to meddle in my business. Girl, you had water and bread for dinner all last week. Okay, ramen noodles. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. So, you know, don't give them just give them what they want to hear, because sometimes people ask you questions so that they can like either be jealous of you or laugh at your failures. So I'd rather than be happy laughing at my fake failures than being jealous and talking bad against me for being better, you know, being, you know, in my divine self. Mm. Most religious people are usually the most judgmental. That's a sin. Okay, yeah, we know that. That's why we just laugh. Why do y'all all be in these chats complaining when you can click off you're free to start your own channel? I don't see nobody complaining. They must have me blocked, or I must have them blocked. So I can't see their complaint. Sorry, y'all. Okay, sorry, troll. I can't see your complaint. Uh, you have an ex-boyfriend who doesn't stop sending you messages, but I'm giving him silent therapy. I won't go back to him, but how can I benefit from this situation? Send him a cash app. Say, you really want me to respond? Then show me how much you want me to respond. Mhm. There you go. Benefit financially. Uh, You said you have a family full of religious people. I ignore them and do what I want. Good, as you should. Uh, Keep going. It's your life, not theirs. They can't live your life for you. When I see panhandlers outside of the gas station, I ask them for $1 before they can ask me. It works every time. You're so silly. Um, well, at least you quick with it, okay? All right. So, you know, stay in your divinity, stay unbothered, stay walking as you know, feel as you should, you know. Don't let other people get you down. Don't let people change your thinking. You know, in fact, if you have to, you know, feel like you're their example to become. I don't know. When it comes to dusty men, money is the power struggle for dust. When you ask for the cash app, the dust turns and leaves like a tornado east. Y'all are silly. Um, you know, I think you said, how do we act like a divine feminine? Well, if you're feminine and you walk in divinity with confidence and don't take, you know, crap from nobody and know who you are, that's how you act like divine feminine, you know. Divine feminine is neither good or bad. It just is. Okay. It's a woman that doesn't take no crap and knows what she wants, knows who she is, and walks in her confidence and divinity. That's all it is. Um, some people try to give it a box, but there is no box for divine femininity. It just is. Um, Now, if you want to act a certain way, then choose an aspect of self or an aspect of some sort of goddess that you may like and implement, you know, those characteristics. But we can change at any time. You know, we can be a nice goddess 1 second and a chaotic goddess the next second. So whatever you need to be, that's what you need to be. This guy asked you for your number. When I told him to tell me a little bit about himself, he said, Google me, I play ball. I blocked. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm leveling up now. I'm going, okay, well, good. Yeah, take care of yourself, hair, skin, books, mind, body, spirit, all that. And get whatever you think that, get whatever um, feeling and frequency that you need to get in order to walk in your divinity. So, a lot of people think that, okay, so in order to walk in your divinity, you have to know and have that confidence and not seek validation on the outside. Can't be desperate. And that energy is going to communicate so well that it's going to just work for you. Okay, so keep that in mind. So be sure to understand that. You said, what app am I using? The streaming app? StreamYard. One word, StreamYard, like your front yard. A sprinkle, sprinkle. You was so low and dealt so many dusty men, you had to get hypnotized. Oh my goodness. They drag you down to hell. Oh my goodness. I would have drugged them to hell. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See, thank you for sharing that, Kat. But you gotta flip the script sometimes. Sometimes you gotta drag them to hell. They don't need to be able to drag you to hell. You gotta drag them to hell and leave them there, okay? Because a lot of times, you allow those things, and you don't. If you're gonna go to hell, you might as well be the one dragging them. You know what I'm saying? You dealt with a dusty when you were young. They suck your soul for real. Thank God I leveled up and love you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. This is so hilarious because I know a lot of you guys have dealt with, certain types of people and guys, dusties. But in my mindset, I always, this is funny to me because I've always figured out how to reverse it and make it beneficial to me so I can always laugh later. So I know a lot of women don't think this way, but if you can figure it out, if you're in a relationship right now that you're going through a lot of issues with, figure out how to reverse it to your favor. Okay. Be divine and dusties don't stand a chance with the goddess. Exactly. They will dismiss themselves. They will just dismiss themselves because they can't deal with your frequency. Okay. Can you talk about how the elixirs will impact us? Okay, so I'm on phase 3, which is the divine elixir. This increases your frequency as well as your connection to the universe. So manifesting is definitely going to be easier. It helps with your pineal gland to help decalcify it. And it's going to give you a heightened sense of awareness and increase the strength of your intuition. So that's phase 3. And if you click on the description of each phase on the Etsy store, it will definitely tell you what they do. Okay, but you have to click on them and read the description. Oh, there's like a piece of lint flying. So read the descriptions, okay? Because there are a lot of them. I'm getting ready to go, but I thank all of you so much for being here. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And yeah, the elixirs are made by an alchemist in a lab, and they are branded and created to do what they've been created to do, with different minerals, with different types of things like that, blooms and things like that. They are all vegan. There's nothing in there that's like unvegan. So you're good. Some of them have like different minerals and stuff from and crystals and things like that that are nanoparticles. So it's going to definitely increase your frequency. And they're all different. So the consistencies and viscosities of them are going to be different because they're all different formulas. So you might get a clear one. You might get one that looks a little bit cloudy. Then the next phase may be like a mixture, semi-clear. So they're all different levels of elixirs. So there you go. Read the reviews on the Etsy page. It's a 5-star Etsy store. The reviews are great, so just read them. And you can't really write a review on Etsy unless you are a customer who have purchased the product. So that's a good thing. We're only shipping, to the US only because it is a liquid, so it's not easy to ship, in customs and stuff like that. All right, so I have to go, but thank y'all all for being here, and I will see y'all soon on the next one. And thank y'all everybody who donated, all the members, and thank y'all for being members. I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.